Does my cat actually love me? Or am I just the person who fills the bowl? If you've ever asked yourself that question, you are not alone. Millions of cat owners lie awake wondering whether the creature curled up across the room sees them as a companion or simply as a walking can opener. It's one of the most human questions we ask about our pets, and the answer might surprise you. Because here's the truth. Your cat is not just tolerating your presence. They are not simply making the best of a situation they were born into. Your cat is actively, deliberately, and repeatedly choosing you every single day. And once you know what to look for, you will never doubt it again. Today we are decoding 7 specific behaviors that are your cat's way of communicating something they have no words for. These are not coincidences. They are not random. Each one is a signal. And by the end of this, you will know exactly what your cat has been trying to tell you all along. Let's get into it. 1. The vulnerability greeting. The first behavior is one that most people either miss entirely or completely misread. It happens in those quiet moments when your cat rolls onto their back and shows you their belly, or turns around and presents their backside to your face. You might laugh it off or feel mildly offended, but what is actually happening in that moment is profound. In the wild, a cat's belly and lower back are their most physically vulnerable areas. These are the zones that a predator would target, the parts of their body that they instinctively protect at all costs. When your cat exposes these areas to you, they are not being silly or awkward. They are making a conscious display of complete psychological safety. They are telling you with their entire body that they feel zero threat in your presence. This is not something a cat does casually. They will not show their belly to a stranger, to a person they distrust, or to another animal they feel uncertain about. When they show it to you, they are essentially saying that you are the safest thing in their entire world. 2. The slow blink initiation. Most cat owners have heard of the slow blink by now. You've probably tried it yourself, holding eye contact with your cat and slowly closing and reopening your eyes, hoping they'll do it back. And when they do, it feels magical. But there is a version of this behavior that is even more meaningful, and it's the one that most people overlook. When your cat initiates the slow blink from across the room, without any prompting from you, they are doing something extraordinary. They are not responding to your signal. They are sending their own. They are looking at you, choosing to make eye contact, and then deliberately softening that gaze into what animal behaviorists sometimes call the eye kiss. They are reaching out to you, across the space between you, with the feline equivalent of a wave and a smile. This is an active bid for your attention and your affection. It means you are on their mind even when nothing is happening, even when they don't need anything from you. They simply saw you, and they wanted you to know they were glad you were there. 3. The hunting contribution. This one tends to get a mixed reaction from cat owners. You wake up to find a toy mouse on your pillow, or a crumpled sock placed deliberately at your feet, or in more outdoor cat households, something considerably less pleasant left by the front door. Your first instinct might be confusion or mild horror, but what your cat is actually doing is one of the most loving things in their behavioral vocabulary. Cats are hardwired with an instinct to provide for their social group. In a wild colony, hunting and sharing food is how cats demonstrate that another member of the group matters to them. By bringing you a gift, your cat is slotting you into their social world as someone worth providing for. You are not the owner in this transaction. You are a valued member of their family unit, and they are pulling their weight. The fact that the prey is sometimes a hair tie or a balled-up piece of paper is beside the point. The instinct and the intention behind it is entirely genuine. They thought of you, and they brought you something. 4. Physical bunting. If your cat has ever walked directly up to your face and pressed their forehead firmly against yours, or rubbed their cheek along your hand, your jaw, or the side of your head, you have experienced what behaviorists call bunting. It feels affectionate because it is. But there is a second layer to it that makes it even more significant. Cats have scent glands concentrated in their cheeks, forehead, and chin. When they rub these areas against you, they are depositing pheromones onto your skin. This is their scent, their biological signature, and they are placing it on you. To other cats, this is a clear message. This human belongs to me. To your cat, this is an act of claiming, of possession, of pride. Think about what that means. Your cat is not just enjoying the physical contact of rubbing against you. They are marking you as theirs. They are incorporating you into their scent world, which is the most intimate map they have of everything that matters to them. When a cat bunts you, they are officially, in the most feline way possible, claiming you as their own. 5. Parallel presence. This behavior is easy to miss because it looks, on the surface, like your cat is doing nothing. You move from the living room to the kitchen, and a few minutes later your cat wanders in and sits down 3 feet away. You go to the bedroom to fold laundry, and eventually you notice your cat has settled in the doorway. They never come close enough to be pet. They're not asking for anything. They just seem to keep ending up wherever you are. This is not a coincidence, and it is not a need for food or attention. It is a choice. Your cat has an entire home full of quiet corners, warm spots, and comfortable surfaces to choose from, and they are choosing the one that puts them in your orbit. Researchers who study feline behavior describe this as a cat prioritizing companionship over solitude, which goes against the popular idea that cats are fundamentally antisocial creatures. Your cat is not being clingy or needy. They are being honest. They simply feel better when you are nearby, and rather than pretend otherwise, they follow that feeling quietly and without making a fuss about it. That restraint is very, very cat, but the underlying message is clear. 6. The vocal signature. Cats do not meow at each other. This is one of the most fascinating facts in feline biology, and it completely reframes how we think about the sounds our cats make. Adult cats in the wild use body language, scent, and a range of non-meow vocalizations to communicate with one another. The meow, in all its variations, was developed specifically and almost exclusively as a way to talk to humans, which means that every sound your cat makes at you is a customized communication tool, shaped over time to get a response from you specifically. And if your cat has developed a particular chirp they use when you come home, a specific trill when they want to sit near you, a distinct sound that you've never heard them make with anyone else, that is not random. That is a private language built for you from scratch over the course of your relationship. The cat who meows differently at you than at anyone else is not being quirky. They are showing you that you are a distinct and special presence in their life, one worth developing an entirely unique vocabulary for. 7. The protective sleep. Sleep is dangerous for a cat. Even a domesticated house cat carries millions of years of evolutionary wiring that says vulnerability during sleep can be fatal. This is why cats are such light sleepers, why they almost always position themselves with sightlines to the room, and why where a cat chooses to sleep is never entirely random. When your cat sleeps at your feet, against your legs, or pressed into the curve of your body, they are making a layered decision. On one level, they are trusting you to be aware while they are not. They are, in a very real sense, appointing you as their lookout. That level of trust, given the biological stakes their nervous system believes are involved, is not handed out lightly. But there is a second layer. By positioning themselves near you during sleep, Many behaviorists believe cats are also offering a kind of reciprocal protection. They chose to be near you, which means if something approaches in the night, they will be aware of it before you are. The cat at your feet is not just a warm weight. They are, by every instinct they possess, keeping watch over you. Here is what all 7 of these behaviors have in common. They are quiet. None of them announce themselves. Your cat will never sit you down and explain their feelings. They will never write it in the sky. What they will do is press their forehead against yours, follow you down the hallway, bring you something they found on the floor, and fall asleep leaning against your ankle. And in the language they actually speak, that is everything. The next time you wonder whether your cat really loves you or whether you are just the food provider, come back to this list. Chances are your cat has already given you the answer, probably several times today. You just needed to know how to hear it. Now I want to hear from you. When was the moment you realized your cat had officially chosen you? Not just accepted you, not just put up with you, but actually, genuinely chosen you. Tell me in the comments. Because if you watch closely enough, I have a feeling it happened a lot earlier than you think.